Hey everyone, how are you? So it's been a while. Um, I don't have a whole lot of new information, but a couple big things. Number one, I got my KSK stuff in the mail, sent out just a couple days ago. So I, I've been told it takes some months before you find out if you are accepted. Um, I hope so. And I hope they can help with the health insurance situation. So for right now, that's all on hold until I hear from them and find out what's going on. Unless I get married in the meantime, which won't happen. Anyway, um, so that's exciting, the KSK situation. Well, I wouldn't say it's exciting. It's just a load off. It was literally a 2-inch thick pile of papers that had to go to them. It took hours and hours and hours and days to get it all together. And thank goodness my friend, who doesn't want to be mentioned right now, until we find out if it actually happened, helped immensely and helped me write she wrote the cover letter, and really I could not have done this without her. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So crossing fingers it all works out. I was gone, as I had said in the last video, I was going to be gone for quite a while. I had been to a bunch of places. First to Zwickau, which was a nice town, and also the birthplace of Robert Schumann, wonderful composer, and he lived there with his. Well, I don't know if he left when he was young, so he wasn't there. I don't believe with Clara, his wife, but she is also shown a lot, historical stuff with her as well there. The school was really nice, and the teacher that we worked with brought us to her home for a barbecue. It was very, very nice. Had a good time there. And then we went to Ilmenau, which I didn't, we were kind of out of the town. I didn't really get to see much of the town. I had one day where I kind of went in and walked around, and Goethe apparently spent a lot of time there. Wasn't a whole lot there, but it was fine. And we stayed in a hotel, but it was the program was at a Jugendherberge. So luckily we didn't have to stay there that time. Then I went to Marienberg, very strange place. The only town, I think, in Germany that was planned as a grid. It's very Baroque. It doesn't have the half-timbered houses like most of the places down south, for sure, and so a lot in the north too. So it's kind of a monochromatic looking place, and the streets are wide because it's a mining town, coal mining town, and they planned it so that the workers had more sun in their homes. So the streets weren't all, normally like the small alley kind of streets. These were pretty wide streets, so they got a lot more sunlight, which was a thoughtful thing to do. But there was nothing there. It's really, outside of the normal church and the square and all of that, there were very few restaurants, very few people out. It seemed like a kind of a ghost town in a way, but it was interesting. And then we went to Herrenberg. I mistakenly called it Hellenberg before, but it's Herrenberg, down in the south near Stuttgart. And I think that might be my favorite town so far that I've been to. Really beautiful, friendly, um, lots of places to eat, had a nice vibe about it. It was a nice energy. It was really, and I enjoyed it there. And we stayed in a nice hotel that overlooked the square, the main plot. So that I really enjoyed. Hiked up to the castle ruins, of course, um, in the on the top of the hill. So enjoyed that. And then I was in Berlin for a week, working at a very difficult school that was very badly scheduled, and it was kind of a disaster, really. Um, it wasn't well planned, and the kids were not into it, and it's very different in Berlin than it is in the smaller towns. Teaching, so yeah, it was not great, um, but we got through it, and it was nice to be home at least. And then the last week I went to a little town nobody knows, not far from Cologne, called Lindlar, which we were in the Jugendherberge there. So I didn't really see the town. We just stayed in the Jugendherberge there, and it was also a very badly planned week. A lot of things didn't go right. We were supposed to be sent our materials in a box in the mail, and it didn't show up till halfway through our week. So we were flying by the seat of our pants, as we say, and trying to keep it all going, and it wasn't great, and the accommodations were not great, and the food wasn't great. But it was the last one of 8 weeks in a row, so I was happy just to be done at the end of that. Also in where was it? Oh, in Herren, was it Herrenberg? Yeah, I was able to work out a musical theater workshop for next summer, not there at the school, but with somebody at uh, their hometown. Um, we don't do musical theater workshops with my company anyway, so it's a totally different thing. But it's going to be in another town near Tübingen, and we're going to look into maybe offering a workshop at the university in Tübingen, which would be really cool. So that'll be nice to do what I used to do in New York again, and we're trying to get something like that here in Berlin as well, with littler kids doing just a short workshop, musical theater workshop. So working on that. Let's see, what else? So when I got back, I then went the next day to Budapest with a friend from New York who is actually from Berlin originally and was here visiting her sister. And we decided to do a little trip together. Budapest is really amazing. I really loved it. The heat was, the weather was so hot that it was difficult to get around. We were sweating horribly and trying to do everything, but we did it. It was about 96 degrees Fahrenheit there for a couple days, and then it got a little cooler, and that, I mean, in the 80s, so it's still warm, but the city is just gorgeous. The architecture, people were really friendly. The food is really good. So that was a really nice trip. And I got back last week, like actually a week ago, and I've been trying to get things together for KSK and dealing with tying up loose ends since I got back. So it's the first chance I've had to really sit and, ooh, hello, there I am. Um, and get back to you. Other things that are happening. I've been asked to cook for the Bears again in Portugal in September. It's going to be a different place near Porto in the Douro River Valley. So it's going to be really nice. More, well, we were out in the countryside before too, but we weren't kind of really near anything. Here we're going to be near a lot of vineyards and wineries, and they've spread out the week a little more, and I won't have to cook 2 meals a day every day. Maybe one day I have to do 2 meals, but the rest of the days it's just 1 meal, mostly dinner. So that will be nice, and it'll be a little more, it won't be quite so hectic as it was. Also, my musical, my Pride and Prejudice musical, is going to be translated into Catalan. There's also, I'm not going to talk about this because we're not ready to talk about it, but there's a German translation in the works as well. I'm just going to say that, which is very exciting and hopefully will lead to production here. And you all better come. But the Catalan one is a young student in Barcelona who, in the university, and she is an English literature major and is in love with the novel of Pride and Prejudice, and checked out all of the different musical versions of it online and decided she liked mine the most, which I'm very grateful for. And she's going to translate it into Catalan first to do a concert next summer, and then hopefully leading to a full production. She's going to talk to theaters there and stuff. So maybe my show's going to be in Barcelona, which is very exciting. So those are nice things going on. With my apartment, nothing has changed. The door was not fixed as I thought it would be that week, and it still isn't, and it looks like it's not going to be. So I'm going to try to pretty up that entrance room where everything is being stored, hang some fabric or something to cover the things, just so I have a decent looking entrance to my apartment when people come over. And when I come home, I don't really like walking through storage when I get home. So it's not big a deal, but it'd be nice. Apparently there's no way to buzz. There's nothing electronically set up for me to be able to buzz anyone in from that door. So even though if I were given the key, I could come in that way, in some ways it's a lot easier to come in from the street, because otherwise it's 3 doors I have to go through to get to my place, coming through the main door. So because this is not a normal apartment, it's a store, really, that was converted. I don't have the same situation as everyone else here. So that's the way that is. It's fine. Otherwise, the place is great. It's staying cool all summer. I haven't needed to use a fan. It's because I'm on the ground floor and I don't get much sun here, it stays cool. So that's a nice thing, because I don't like the heat. So let's see, what else? My taxes. Well, they finally came back, apparently done with everything that they were supposed to include. And I'm going to be owing 835 euros, which I was not expecting, and I'm not really happy about. I'm not sure where it's going to come from, that money, but I have to make it work. I I don't know. I mean, I guess if they, I didn't have a face-to-face meeting with the person, and I'm not going to go with them again because I want to be sure they're using the deducting the things that they're supposed to be, and I don't know what they're doing. I just sent them everything, and then I get a number back. So I don't know what they've done. So that was maybe a mistake using them. I'm going to find someone else next year that I can, meet with and be sure that we're on the same page about everything, and that they have everything they need. So, I mean, we'll see. I know when the tax office gets it, they'll look over everything and make sure it makes sense. So we'll see if that's true. They may come back and maybe it wasn't done right. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm waiting to hear back from them and see if it's right, and then pay whatever I have to pay. So that's done. I'm still we have in the U.S. I got an extension because I was waiting for the stuff here. So hopefully I won't have to pay in the U.S. But we'll see. So that's that. Let me see. Is there anything else? Not really. I am still dealing with. I'm trying to stay positive, but I am dealing with loneliness here. I am meeting an American composer who lives here on Sunday, and we'll have dinner, and maybe there's a new friendship there. But with Germans, I'm having, I don't have very many German friends, and I'd like to have more. So the person who is translating my show is becoming a closer friend as we work together. So I have a couple, but I'm almost up to my 2-year anniversary here, and my birthday is in a few days. So what do I call this? 60 and oh God, I'm gonna have to say 61 in the next one. But so I'm gonna be 61 soon. Having a get together here, not a lot of people. In the park near me, Arnhem-Platz is close to me, which is a lovely little park. So we're gonna have a little potluck out there. There might be like 12 people I work with, and a few friends here. So I mean, I have some friends, but it's a lot like New York in the way that the people I know are who are mostly Americans they live a lot like New York. It's a lot of traveling, busy, back and forth. Pinning people down is not easy. The Germans are a little more here, they're a little more stable here in that way. But with them, it's just meeting them and making the friends. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll look into some kinds of groups or something and see, something we have in common, a group that I would enjoy being with, maybe make some friends there. We'll see. But that's, just the main thing lacking right now in a personal way. That and health insurance. Those are the two big things. So, but otherwise everything is going fine. And, so that's it. It'll probably be a while before I come back to you because I don't foresee anything very important happening. But if something does, I'll be back. Okay. Thank you all again for watching as always, and take care till next time. Bye.